start thinking about the future. That is it. Sorry, what's so long?
It's necessary. Questions at this time? I'll just, before I open up for questions from my colleagues, let me just reiterate my commentary from the beginning of the presentation, in that tonight is just the first pass look at this information. As in years past, there will continue to be refinement of it, and over the next few weeks, I know each of the selectmen will have individual meetings with the town manager, as we do with the general fund budget, and vet out some of the concepts that analysts raised earlier this evening and others. And I know from our experience in years past that has borne fruit in developing some other ways of doing things. The 640,000 shift that you mentioned a couple times tonight, Mr. Mortuary, is probably a prime example of how that evolved. And I think benefits our price fund budget on a go-forward basis. So I just want to stress that this is not cast in concrete.
No, this could change, so for my analysis tomorrow, I need finance department.
Yeah.
Still look at a few things over the next few weeks.
So we expect it to.
Things will change.
And while you are the charter grants you the authority to set rates. This board has always taken your recommendation and taken a position on your recommendation. So I anticipate that we go back here on the 29th, that we will follow
I don't know that old one.
that path.
Really?
So, we have always stepped up to that issue, and we will continue to do so. So,
To change one other thing.
Yes.
Just so everyone knows, the 640,000 that was shifted a couple years ago is something that when I started to work, study process, I do look at, is it possible to shift that back? It's not something I just want to do. Right now, because of our debt, and because of the fact that the rates, it's not possible. It is something that every day, first we look at is can we shift that back? It's just not possible.
okay. Are there any comments, Mr. Penelli?
So, I know we'll talk more about some of these topics, but particularly on the sidewalks. You mentioned the pavement management program that DPW is currently using to really give us a sense of how much we need to do or should be doing on our roads. Is there an analogous program for sidewalks? So, we talk about that we could spend a lot more on sidewalks, but if we don't have any clue as to how much that's actually going to cost us, it's hard to plan forward in the ways that you have.
The study just shows us where they are. They don't really put a condition on them. We focused on the streets and the drivability of the streets. We didn't really put it.
That's not a,
But in essence, having some sort of priority as to where we first put sidewalks, then second, and how much each of those projects would cost, so that when we start building on this capital improvement plan in out years, we know
that's a good idea.
what we're spending.
You're talking.
I'd encourage you to go back to 120, we had a sidewalk committee, and I think they had some prioritization that they had lined up, so there's some state of work on that already. And we ought to at least consider incorporating it into the budget.
And it will be helpful. I think the engineering department has an idea of where we start first, but just having, if we know there's no funding, we can point out something that we have.
So I don't think it's lost on anybody, but it's probably worth repeating, is that to provide these kinds of utility services comes with a very hefty price tag. And you made a comment earlier, and I think it's very important that we all keep in mind that we are basically a self-supporting community with our own water treatment plant, and that makes us very different than many other communities in the area. So the costs associated with just the infrastructure comments about those three budget?
No, it's just, the last couple of weeks, it's a time to talk, anytime, go through more detail, answer any questions, give you feedback. Which one now will be good, have a further discussion, see if there-
And is it your intention to put the preliminary information on the website, or do you intend to wait until you have?
I'm gonna wait, at least like, by the end of the week, plans to have full capital improvement on the web, which includes the summary, which tonight, and all its backup, have all the enterprise funds, budgets, details, so once we have town budgets on the website, and preliminary, the presentation with preliminary.
Thank you. All right, we'll move further into our agenda. Let me offer an opportunity if there are any residents who wish to address any general topic with the board to come forward. Okay, we'll move to our new business section. We have two items to address tonight. We have a common victualler application for consideration, new business in town, Mexica Burrito Grill Incorporated, located at the former location of the Friendly's Restaurant at 759 Main Street. And they are seeking a common victualler license retrospectively. I would ask for consideration from my colleagues on that request.
Quick comment, Mr. I didn't know it was a liquor license, so it's, minor legal.
I believe that they will be pursuing a liquor
They're
license.
all set up. I'll make a motion to approve the common victual license. Based on that.
Is there a second? Second. Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. And, just another comment, another new business. I don't believe this particular business owner has done business here in Tewksbury before, so it was a vacant building. Wasn't looking too easy to the eye just a few short months ago. But we welcome Mr. Angel to Tewksbury, and his business does well in the next few years for us. The other item on the revised agenda that we need to tend to is the election warrant. We need to vote the warrant for the April 2nd, 2016 annual town meeting as presented by the town clerk. So I would ask for a motion. I don't have the document in front of me. I'm going to ask, we'll have to execute that, but I would ask for a motion to approve the warrant. We have it right there. Just not going to read the whole warrant, no? It's now 9 o'clock, so if anybody wants to do that. But I do want to note, again, the polling hours are from 8 a.m. on the 2nd to 8 p.m. on the 2nd. Everyone hopefully is aware of the polling places, precincts 1 and 1A at the senior center, 2 and 2A at the recreation center, 3 and 3A at the town hall, and 4 and 4A at the library. So as stated, the annual town election warrant is on April 2nd, 2016. I ask for a motion to approve that warrant.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Chair votes aye as well. I ask each of the gentlemen to execute that. Another item on our agenda, actually under the town manager's presentation, we have a town council invoice.
Invoice in the amount of $2,337.
Make a motion to approve town council invoice.
Second. A motion offered to approve and a second by Mr. Wentworth. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair will vote aye, that's unanimous. You have another item, Mr.
We have
Wentworth?
one more item. We made a budget presentation back in January. discussions, before the presentation, after the presentation. I don't know if the board was comfortable with approving it on a 17 recommended budget. Used both this time of year, take that talk about the amount of the budget, net of its allocation was $99,449,171. Town school, construction, tech, Essex Tech, all of our classifieds.
There be no editorial changes to the...
No, I think it will be, but it's right now.
And I received, I don't know if my colleagues did as well, but since we were last here, I received correspondence from Shawshene Valley Tech High School with their budget. And it reflects that our town Tewksbury share of the proposed fiscal 17 budget is $5,646,098. Does that comport with what you had put in the budget?
Sure. How much are they at?
$5,646,098.
It's actually less than what we expected. So we'll adjust that. There's additional.
All right, do colleagues have questions or comments on the proposed fiscal budget? And if not, is there a motion to recommend adoption of the budget as presented by the town manager?
So move it, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Gay, seconded by Mr. Pamelitis. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair will vote aye as well. And just once again for the minutes, the total budget at the end of all of the adjustments is $99,449,171. Do you have any other matters, Mr. Montour? Thank you. All right, that brings us to minutes, Mr. Clerk.
Yes, the minutes for the February regular session was distributed, and I make a motion to accept that presented.
Is there a second to approve the regular session of February 23?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Gay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye, that would be unanimous. That brings us to board member reports. Mr. Crabbe.
Not good this week.
Okay. That's right. Mr. Lambert, you have a scratch your throat too, so. Mr. Gay.
I don't have a special vote, but I will say, the public events and celebrations committee met tonight, and they have finalized plans for a spring dance, and they're gonna, the theme will be back to the 80s. The 80s where they brought the MTV with such bands as Duran Duran, Madonna, Michael Jackson, so it should be a fun night. There'll be music, DJ. The event's going to be on Friday, April 22nd. The doors will open at 7 o'clock, and the event will open 8 to 12. And it will be at the Elks, so you can bring your own food and things for much to go to the hall. So it should be a fun time. You'll be able to see it on our Public Events and Celebrations Committee webpage on Facebook, so there should be more details coming. We'll have some flyers made up, so there's plenty of lead time for people to get as much information as they can, and hopefully we'll have a nice event, and look forward to the nice spring weather, so it should be a great event. That's it. Thank you, Steve.
Mr. Pamelitis, just a couple of things. The Economic Development Committee will meet at the end of March to settle on that date, to continue to work there. The Town Center Master Plan Committee met last week to go over a few issues, and we'll have our final meeting with Cecil, our consultant, or again, settling that date either the week of the 14th or the 21st. One of those 2 weeks we'll have that meeting to finalize and accept the final report on Town Center Master Plan from the consultant, and then the goal would be then, given that that committee was formed from this board, this body would be to bring that presentation and present it here to the Board of Selectmen, and of course invite our colleagues on the planning board and others to come that evening. And pipeline meeting for the NICUP group. They are submitting a letter, or looking to submit a letter, asking to prevent the DPU from allowing the, essentially a tariff to be added to ratepayers, electric ratepayers in order to fund contracts with the gas distributors. So the notion is they want to, the plan from Kinder Morgan and others involved, the plan is to secure contracts with electric distributors that, which would be funded by asking ratepayers to pay a surcharge essentially ahead of time. And that would essentially fund the construction of the pipeline. And the group and others, and we've discussed this previously, maybe 6 months ago, I brought this to the board. And we all thought that was not exactly the best approach. And so that group is planning to submit a letter to essentially ask for that not to go forward. And short of any direction from this group, I would, as my role as our voice there, we would support that action.
So, is there any discussion about that? Did the board want to take a position to speak to that singular issue as we was doing that?
We actually had, we voted relative to the surcharge on electric, supporting a letter that I believe we actually sent a letter, if I remember correctly, or we sent one along with the NICUP group. So, Frank, I think we sort of have spoken to that, unless